Hi, I'm A.M. Grabelny. I'm joined here with Dennis from our web and mobile application team, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, application development on AWS. I'm an application developer, so this one's close to my heart, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about some of the services, some of the libraries, some of the tools that are available for application developers on AWS.
Yes, I'm really excited. We've been really focused on the front-end developer. As you know,
Sure.
application development is the key. And with Amplify, we released AWS Amplify is a tool chain for developers to quickly cloud enable their native iOS or Android app or web application, whatever it might be,
Right.
and to get them going on the cloud in their own environment. So we can talk about that in a little bit, but the tool chain is that piece of it. And then there's the other part where we integrate with GraphQL and CodeGen and quickly get you going with a GraphQL API.
Okay, that's a really hot topic today too.
Yeah.
Yeah, GraphQL's sweeping us by storm for sure in the application development world.
Yeah, and that's our other services, AWS AppSync, which is the hosted GraphQL solution for building modern APIs for developers for native and web applications.
Right.
Yeah.
So we take Amplify, we use the CLI tool to enable our applications to automatically connect with cloud services in our AWS account. We can even work with a managed GraphQL API through AppSync.
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to rapidly build this application. I'm going to save a lot of time using these features. How do I test?
Well, and it gets even better. There's a library I forgot to mention is the Amplify library for JavaScript.
Oh,
which is just a few lines of code. You've probably used it before.
I have.
A few lines of code. We support Angular. We support React Native, and Ionic. So there's services so they can quickly get started with just a few lines of code for auth and analytics and any of the other services that we support.
And you don't have to build any of that.
Right.
You just connect to it.
You just connect to it, and that's it.
You don't
And
even have to
all the
set it
work.
up.
Yeah.
It's great. No configuration. Just walk through the CLI tool.
Right.
We'll actually see just a little bit of a demo from you a little later. But back to my question about testing.
Yeah, so
how
once
do
you build
test
it,
your
it's important to test on a real device. So we offer AWS Device Farm, which is real devices in the cloud, iOS and Android devices, tablets, iPhones. And you can test the web applications. You can test native applications for sizing or whatever you want. You can automate the test, and we provide a pool of devices that you can use that are commonly in use today.
That sounds really useful. You want to show us a little bit of Amplify?
Yeah, so I'll show you here. So here's this site. We have a lot of getting started tutorials. And for this one, we can just start with React. We have the different frameworks we talked about. But in React, we have an option to get started within just 3 minutes. So if you want to follow along, you can follow along with this tutorial and be done in 3 minutes. But it takes you through the whole CLI tool chain. We install it. And then we install the JavaScript library, which is great, right? That toolkit is like, okay, we want to enable analytics. And it's a simple tool chain that we add to it, and then we add analytics. And then Amplify Push actually pushes all of our local code as CloudFormation templates and builds out and provisions those resources for us.
It's great. You don't have to know what that is.
And it's all in our environment.
It just creates it
and it updates anything of those endpoints on the local device, your local environment.
I love that.
And then, so you can run through a test, and then if you're ready, you run locally, npm start, whatever it is, and then you could Amplify add hosting, and it publishes to S3, or if you want S3 with a fronted CloudFront, and have a nice SSL, then you have that option too, and you can publish it out.
That's great.
Yeah, and then so I'll show you what that looks like here.
Sure.
When we I'll just run it locally and run it start, and this will pull it up locally. And all it is a button that's going to send analytics directly to Amazon Pinpoint using that component. And then we click there. And then if we were to go to Pinpoint console, we would see the browser, we would see the environment that the person was in, so they could see the use cases.
Right.
And you could add custom events later on if you wanted to.
Sure, but point is, you didn't have to set any of that up. Automatically connected through the JavaScript library to that service. Didn't have to know anything about the service. You just wanted analytics. You got it.
And it's all in your own environment.
That's great. So go to Amplify's GitHub page to learn more, get a lot more details, see a lot more of the power. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.